We are back to a lot happening in the news with a turning point arriving on COVID while misinformation endures. Also ahead this hour, I'll tell you how the White House is prepping President Biden's first speech to a joint session of Congress and how things looked when I visited there for some reporting today. Plus news on the DOJ probe into Matt Gaetz. And under the Biden administration, a new civil rights investigation into the police killing of Anthony Brown. So a lot of news, where the top story is a nation that's increasingly vaccinated. The CDC issuing guidance, clearing the way for people to go walking and socializing outside without masks if you're not in a crowd.
For vaccinated people, outdoor activities without a mask are safe.
The CDC is able to make this announcement because our scientists are convinced by the data that the odds of getting or giving the virus to others is very, very low.
The mask guidance is part of a wider CDC update with detailed pointers on low, medium, and high-risk activities for both categories of Americans, those who've been vaccinated and those who haven't. And after all these rules, this may be the CDC's way of paraphrasing the rapper Future, who famously said, mask on, mask off. And the CDC has certainly been the boss of our lives, as Future says in that same song, we call to play, we didn't come to play. No, that is boss energy. And this mask news is about both science and policy because the vaccine rollout and the pursuit of herd immunity is on the right track. And yet, like so many other things these days or these past few years, even when there's science, it seems to come with a chaser of misleading trolling in the very same news cycle. And we don't replay a ton of what misinformed pundits say on this particular news program, but this is some misinformation that is making so many waves that experts are going out of their way to shoot it down and warning people about it. So regardless of your politics, do not listen to this man on this topic.
As for forcing children to wear masks outside, that should be illegal. Your response when you see children wearing masks as they play should be no different from your response to seeing someone beat a kid in Walmart. Call the police immediately. Contact Child Protective Services. Keep calling until someone arrives. What you're looking at is abuse. It's child abuse, and you are morally obligated to attempt to prevent it.
What are we to do with this? Here we are, even as the federal government guidance on masks is relaxing, which is a nonpartisan process, even as 95 million Americans are now fully vaccinated, we have to be clear about what's happening out in the country, because millions of people are getting that message or hearing from elected Republican senators discouraging vaccinations, which experts say is proving especially dangerous to a certain group of people. It's dangerous to their own fellow travelers, in politics to Republican voters. 1 out of 3 now saying they will not get a vaccine at all. Now, everyone has the right to make their own medical choices. And in the United States today, no one's being threatened with jail time for passing on a mask or a vaccine. Indeed, I mentioned this tonight in our broadcast because we need to keep our eye on the ball as we try to round this corner. The person talking about jail and calling the police and Child Protective Services is an alarmist faux libertarian, which sadly reveals a lot about how well this rebound to the pandemic is going. People rooting for the new administration to fail have to increasingly grasp, however desperately and bizarrely, at something other than the scientific facts. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.